Hello, Spirit House here. I am reading from The Secret of Light by Walter Russell, and this next chapter it's a new section of the book, okay? The last chapter we read was chapter 17, Man's New Cycle, and we are starting The Secret of Light, Part 2, Omnipotence, the Universe of Power. It begins with a caption from the Divine Iliad. Without thinking, my one idea could not become many one ideas for my stage setting. Without motion, my cosmic play could not be played, nor could its actors be. Without change, my undivided one idea could not unfold. Without time, my drama of my creating universe could have no sequences. Without motion, time, change, and sequences, the unfolding of my mind imaginings could have no measured space for its stage settings, no screen for its light projections. Therefore, see them as I imagine them, but know that they are but unfolding patterns of my knowing through my thinking. Know thou, therefore, that time is not, nor are there moving things which change, nor is there life, nor death, nor cold, nor heat, nor good, nor bad in my universe of me. From the Divine Iliad. Chapter 1 of Part 2. Man's Two Supreme Illusions. The secret of light is fathomable to man only by first solving his two supreme illusions. The greater of these is the illusion of the universe itself. Man has never known his universe for what it really is, but only for what his senses have made him believe it to be. His senses have deceived him mightily. The other is the illusion of man himself. With the exception of the Nazarene, man has never as yet known man, nor has he known his relation to the universe, nor to a still more unfathomable God. The little that man knows of himself and his universe is what the eyes and ears of his body have told him they have seen and heard about himself and his universe. But man has eyes and ears of the spirit which see and hear what man's sensed eyes and ears can never see or hear, for man is still too new in his unfolding. He is still but in the ferment of his beginnings. Man senses motion, change, sequence, multiplicity, time, activity, life, death, good and evil. Of these things he is most certain. His senses have made him most certain of their substantial reality. In fact of the fact that he has lived with his familiar universe all his life, it is not easy for him to accept the statement that it has no existence whatsoever, that it is all illusion, all of it, nothing being left upon which to even base that illusion. He can accept the illusion of the railroad tracks meeting upon the horizon, but the railroad tracks are real, even though their seeming meeting is not. They at least still remain as a basis for their own illusion. A mirage of a city is comprehensible to man also as an illusion. He knows it does not exist, but he also knows of the reality of the city which thus repeats itself ghost-like in the mirrors and lenses of light waves of the heavens above the city. To tell him that the city, as well as its own mirage, has no existence is to lay too heavy a tax upon his credulity and patience. Yet that is what the secret of light reveals. And that is what we must tell, simply and convincingly, to laymen, churchmen, and scientists alike, and in the language, standards, and methods which each requires for his conviction. So come, therefore, and know God, his universe, and man with eyes other than our sensed ones. The eyes of the Spirit are knowing eyes. God's universe of knowing is all that is. The universe of seeming motion does not exist. Quote, Wherefore be thou slave to sensing, be me in thy knowing. From the Divine Iliad. And another caption from the Divine Iliad. The heavens and the earths of my curved universe are father, mother of my universe. Each of each and each to the other one. Neither one can be save the other also be. Nor can one leave the other, saying, Sit thou here while I journey to the far reaches. Nor can there be aught upon the earth without the fathering skies, nor in the skies without the motherhood of earth, neither man nor bird, nor reptile nor fish, nor beast of wild jungle, neither tree nor flower, nor shrilly singing insect, neither tempest, wild tornado, nor gentle breeze of calm ocean, nor cloud nor mist, nor dewdrop or flower petal. Not one of these things can be born of earth alone, unfathered by the heavens, nor can heaven alone born them without the motherhood of earth. Again I say, I, the light, am one, but my thinking is two, for thought is two in every creating thing, two halves of one, which can never be one. Always must be two to go opposed ways from me and back again to me, for reborning from the other one after finding rest in me. From the Divine Iliad. Chapter 2, Genesis. In the beginning, God the Father. The Father is light, the still light of the Spirit whom no man can see. The dwelling place of the Father is the kingdom of heaven, and it is without form and void. In the light is the seed of creation, and the light is father of the seed. In the light is being, and in the seed is desire for being. And desire in the seed is soul in the seed. The Father in heaven knows his idea. He knows it as one, the undivided one. In the Father light is the seed of all knowing. In him is twofold desire to unfold and refold his seed of all knowing into image forms of his imagining, by dividing wholeness into parts, stillness into motion, unchanging into changing, unconditioned into conditioned, void into form, infinity into measure, eternity into time, and immortality into mortality. Part 2 of Genesis. The Spirit of God moved to fulfill his two desires and said, Let there be light, and let darkness shine out of light, and light out of darkness, and so it was. The one light of the Father in his kingdom of heaven divided the void, and behold, two father-mother lights of nightless suns shone out of the darkness of the void, and day appeared in undivided oneness of everlasting day. And the Father centered his sons as seed of his desire that form should appear from formless light to fulfill his desire for division of the one into many divided ones formed in the image of his imagining. And mighty polar breathings of desire within the nightless suns began earths to course suns, far heavens, into divide the day and give night to day to mate the day. And lo, night was born on earths from nightless day, and day was born from night. And God saw that it was good that each of the two, begat from one, was born of each other, to disappear into the one, to reappear as the other. Thus the one light of God's knowing extended to the two of his thinking, pulsed as the three of all creating things, the Trinity. That's my side note, the Holy Trinity. Pulsed as the three of all creating things, the one centering the two extended from the one, the Spirit, the Father-Mother polarity of the light, the Trinity centering the shaft of creation, seeming fulcrum of its heartbeat, all one. The manner of the extension of God's knowing to his thinking was in this wise. The Father of the kingdom extended his arms of still light unto his heaven, and said to one, Sit thou here, and look thou inward. Be thou seed of my knowing for repeating my thinking. Refold thou the forms of my imagining within thy stillness, and give them back to me for resurrection in the image forms of my imagining. Father thou my thinking, and let thy name be North, for north in light means inward breathing from the heavens toward oneness in the seed. Guide thou the enfolding forms of my imagining from seed of thee to centering seed of me. And to the other light the centering spirit said, Sit thou here and look thou outward. Be thou womb of my knowing for borning my thinking. Unfold thou my seed from the stillness of seed, and give earth forms of them to heavens to manifest me. Mother thou my thinking, and let thy name be South, for south and light means outward breathing, from the seed into their heavens. Interweave thou threads of of light of earths and suns, with threads of light for my heavens into patterns of my thinking, extended from my knowing to manifest my knowing. To north and south the Father said, Behold, in thee and me the firmament of my desiring to mirror the light of my knowing into father-mother forms of my imagining. And earths appeared below and heavens above the firmament, each being each mirrored from the other to become the other. And lo, all imaginings and seed of earths unfolded into the heavens for heavens refolding into patterned seeds of earths for earth's reborning. And behold, God's imaginings pulsed with life of his imaginings within his omnipresent kingdom. In this wise God divided the waters from the waters, those which were under the firmament from those which were above the firmament, and each was of each, and each of the other. And God saw that it was good, and all things were thus divided, as two halves of the one which never could be one, but must forever born the other from each other to manifest the knowing of the one as the two opposed desires of his thinking. And all knowing was in the light. And God sowed seed sons of all knowing light unto far reaches of his firmament for borning into patterned images of his imagining. And the earth brought forth grass, and herb yielding seed after his kind, and the tree yielding fruit, whose seed was in itself after his kind. And God saw that it was good. Genesis 1:12. And God said, Let the waters bring forth abundantly to moving creatures that have life, and fowl that may fly above the earth in the open firmament of heaven. And God created great whales, and every living creature that moveth, which the waters brought forth abundantly after their kind, and every winged fowl after his kind. And God saw that it was good. And God blessed them, saying, Be fruitful and multiply, and fill the waters and the seas, and let fowl multiply in the earth. Genesis 1:20, verse 22. And God said, Let the earth bring forth the living creature after his kind, cattle and creeping thing, and beast of the earth after his kind. And it was so. And God made the beast of the earth after his kind, and cattle after their kind, and everything that creepeth upon the earth after his kind. And God saw that it was good. Genesis 1:24 and 25. And it was that God had whispered to man for long ages while man was new, but man heard not God's whispering. And God said, Let us give man knowing, and make him in our image after our likeness. And let him have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. Genesis 1:26. And lo, man knew God in him, and emerged from the dark of his jungle into dawn of the light in him, and turned his eyes upward toward the mount of his ascension from sensing to knowing. And man desired his ascension to the light. And God saw that it was good, and dwelt within man to give him the light of all knowing, as awakening man desired the light of all knowing. And a caption from the Divine Iliad. Great art is simple. My universe is great art, for it is simple. Great art is balanced. My universe is consummate art, for it is balanced simplicity. My universe is one in which many things have majestic measure, and again another many have measure too fine for sensing. Yet I have not one law for majestic things and another law for things which are beyond the sensing. I have but one law for all my opposed pairs of creating things, and that law needs but one word to spell it out. So hear me when I say that one word of my one law is balance. And if man needs two words to aid him in his knowing of the workings of that law, those two words are balanced interchange. If man still needs more words to aid his knowing of my one law, give him another one, And let those three words be rhythmic, balanced interchange from the Divine Iliad.